Hey, it's 5 o'clock, and oh wait, I gotta do something. I've got to, I gotta do something here. Make sure everything's fine. I have to make sure everything's fine. Um, I hope you're well. I learned my lesson yesterday. I've got chips. I've got chips today because I don't know. I think it's like, yeah, I think it's important. I mentioned yesterday that it's like the Dumbo's feather thing. So let me just make sure everything is looking good on Twitch, like on Twitch's side of things. I need to make sure the chat is okay. So yeah, so I'm doing pretty well. I think yesterday, I don't know, I learned like there's a learning curve to all of this, but it's more like a learning cliff. And I don't know, it's fascinating. I went and I looked at other people's Twitch streams today. I mean, I've looked at a few other ones, before today, but I was looking at a few other like crafter channels and sewing channels. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, SJ Pepper. Hi. Yes. Hello, everybody. Hi. Okay, so Twitch just did the thing that it needed to do. It looks like, hey, AKA 4512. I don't know who you are, but I am really glad you're here. And Amy Renee, Amy Renee, awesome. SJ, I love that. Cozy Up by Corey Yoder has those similar flowers. Okay, so I'm so glad you people are here. I'm just like, oh, so glad. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. The thing I was looking at is, and by the way, SJ, I want to look at that. I'll pull up that link. If you've got a link, I know I keep asking you for links, but I think that's like a cool thing that chat can do. Like if you have that link, or if you don't, then I'll just mention it later when there's even more people in here and we can reference what we talked about yesterday, because that was so cool. Like, I don't know, the whole Corningware thing. If you weren't here yesterday, everybody, watch the stream from yesterday. It was a weird stream, and that's what I was talking about just a second ago. Like, I was kind of off my game a little bit. I didn't feel like in the groove. But, it was probably because I was just in my head, but I was thinking about celebrities and quilts, and if you watch the stream from yesterday, you'll see there's like two halves of that stream. One half, the first half, I'm talking about like the ASAP Rocky quilt that the celebrity wore this quilt by Zach Foster, which is amazing. It's amazing. There was a quilt worn at the Met Gala. Rihanna's boyfriend, ASAP Rocky, wore a quilt, and it's like a huge deal, right? But I was sort of like, I had this revelation on the stream, like live on the stream, that I used to be so excited when celebrities would have a quilt, like Jane Fonda collects quilts, for example, and Reese Witherspoon is like about quilts. And there's more to it. Watch the stream, but I realized like live, that I actually like resent that whole thing. Like I actually don't love it. I mean, I love it when people love quilts, like whatever, but I have always been sort of like really excited when a celebrity like grants us attention, and it's like this huge, awesome thing, and we should all celebrate when like, I don't know, when somebody wears a quilt to the Met Gala, and it's amazing. I am in no way saying this is not huge, like for Zach, and like, that is not my point at all. My point is that like, I have always been like the Kardashians, right? When they like were laying on quilts for the Calvin Klein commercial. I mean, I was like, oh, like this is great for the quilt, It's great for the quilt because it's putting quilts in the popular culture, and it's just like really great for everyone because the quilt stays alive and it stays cool and all this stuff. But like, we don't need the celebrities. Like thanks, but like we've been here for a minute, and we're gonna be here as quilters, as quilts, the quilts themselves. They're like, We're cool. Like we don't need like a celebrity endorsement. And it was just interesting because I spent the first half of the stream just like feeling off my game. And then I sort of realized why. And I feel good. I feel better. Hey, all right, Sydney, Australia. Love that. Okay, cool. Yeah, Quilty, right on. Star Sundance, what's up? White Timber Cottage, what's up? Carol's, Carol, what happened yesterday. I don't know. It was just a really interesting revelation, Anyway, but what SJ was talking about is that we looked at Corningware and, the white dishes with the blue flowers. And hey, just so Viv, the crew's here, the crew's back. And yeah, the celebrity thing. So the Corningware bit, SJ was talking about how she was watching a Jordan fabric tutorial and Donna used a fabric that looked a little like Corningware. Oh, there it is. The link is right there. Awesome. Okay, so everybody go to that. It's up at the top of the chat. And Firefly's up in the house. So great. Thank you. This is great. So yeah, so I have chips. I have my position on celebrities. And just like, again, Zach, it just has nothing to do with like the amazingness of having a quilt made by someone in our community on the red carpet. Zero to do with that. It has to do with like me sort of being a fangirl for the Kardashians quilt and all this stuff. Like the reason any celebrity, has a quilt with them is because obviously quilts are amazing and quilters are amazing. And that's just like it, that's period. And then when a celebrity does it, it's exciting because everybody's thinking about it. But like ultimately, like Zach is what's awesome, and like you are what's awesome. And the celebrities may come and go, but we'll still be awesome and quilts will still be awesome. Okay. Enough. I got my chips. I've got my little button board. I can't see my little, my thing, but I think you can see this. And I added a button to my little button thing today. I added the dictionary button. Yes, that's right. Because we need to look up some words today. We need to look up, we're going to look up Boutis. Enough. And trapunto. Hey, hello. Okay. We're going to look up Boutis. And we're going to look up trapunto, because as I was just doing a very preliminary little, just sort of getting a few videos, like, situated and a few things together, I realized I was like, is it the same thing or is it different? I don't know. Some of you probably definitely know. Hey, Molly Squared. Hey, Quilting Nancy. Okay, yesterday was a great chat. You know what? I think the chat yesterday was the best part of the stream. Definitely for the first half, and then we were all together in the second half. That's what I think. But is Boutis the French term for the technique, and trapunto is the Italian term for the technique that we're going to look at today? I don't know. We're going to find out. But this... Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Okay, everybody look away. Nobody look. Just a minute. Okay, here. So this is my dictionary, but I had to pull it to the right screen, so watch this. Okay, ready for this? No, it didn't do it, but it popped up on my screen. I am still figuring out how to make sure it pops up on yours. But that's the dictionary. So we're going to take a look at all that in a little bit. If you've never been to this show before, then I just want to tell you that it's something new. And I mentioned at the top of the show that I was looking at other craft streamers and other stitchers on Twitch, and there's not that many. I mean, there are a fair amount of channels that have really amazing stitchers, sewists, who are doing like cosplay stuff, like doing like video game and like superhero costumes for like Comic-Con and stuff like that, because Twitch, historically has been a channel for gamers and stuff, to stream their video games and things like that. But over the past years, slowly, and this is kind of a beef that people have with Twitch, people who want to do other stuff with a live stream platform like this, people have said, it's moving really slowly, but Twitch is starting to be more welcoming and do more, outreach or whatever to marketing, I guess, to get people other than video game people, watching things on Twitch. And, Instagram has live stream capability. YouTube has live stream capability. Facebook does too. But as I mentioned a couple times now, Twitch has all of this functionality that you are seeing like none of, because I don't know how to do it yet. But there are things like bits and subscriptions, and like you can gift a subscription, and you can like send like cheers. If anyone has like watched other things on Twitch, they're like, I'm a baby. But there's like bells and whistles, and it's so cool. And so if you're here and you stick around, you're going to see some awesome stuff. So you can't do that with YouTube. You can't do it with Facebook. The chat, I don't know. I really think it's pretty cool. Yes, Caroline, White Timber Cottage, I do stream with OBS, and I have an Elgato Stream Deck. That is what my Elgato Stream Deck looks like. And this is my favorite button. Hold on. It's my Dusty Springfield button. That's all it does. It just plays enough Dusty Springfield to make us all feel really good. And then it cuts out before I'll get like a copyright strike. That's it. It's exactly 6 seconds. And so what I think, Quiltoni, yes, Star Sundance. I have checked out Quiltoni. And we need to go and look at some other Twitch people, because I followed one girl today, or one sewist and her like partner on the stream. We'll go look at them. They were amazing. See, the thing is about Twitch, let me just, and I was going to say too, if you've never been here before, this is what it's like. We go from this topic to this topic a little bit. It's real cash. Very soon, after we sort of do this hello, how are you kind of stuff, we'll get into quilts. And it's all about that, okay? Maybe one day we'll just be sitting around talking about, our life just beyond quilts. But, I mean, is there really anything? So we're going to get into Boutis, and we're going to talk about Quiltipedia, okay? And we're going to look at, I found a video on Welsh quilts that I watched a long time ago, and I really want to see it again. So we might get there, but we might actually not get to the Welsh quilts, because the quilt rabbit hole will take us somewhere else, and then it will take us somewhere else. Believe me, yesterday I did not have either celebrity quilts or celebrities and quilts on the roster, nor did I have Corningware on the roster. But that's what happens, we just like follow our nose. But the thing is with Twitch is that, I was watching this video earlier, this live, with these two people. What was it called? I'm going to get it for you because you should know. I think it's Red Button. Is that what it is? I think it's Red Button. Hold on. Yeah. Let me just see. Red Button. But she makes like cosplay stuff, and I can go to my following. She's extremely talented, and she is funny, and she's sitting in her studio, and Quiltoni does this too. We'll get to all that. She's sitting in her studio with this kind of like narrator guy who you don't see, but he's kind of like, narrating the whole thing. Red Button, I think. And it's so much fun. And the thing is about Twitch is that this platform, it's so conducive to sitting around and sewing together. That's not what I'm doing with you on this stream, at least not yet. But to turn on a camera in your studio and have that live stream going while you're sewing, or sew and watch and turn on another live stream where another quilt person is sewing or a sewist is sewing. It's just it's really great. And maybe YouTube, you can do that for YouTube, but the thing on YouTube and whatever. But the thing is with Twitch is that it's sort of understood that that's normal, that you might not talk all the time, that you might not have direct audience engagement. In fact, because it was a video game platform, people were playing video games, and doing a little bit of commentary as they were playing their game, but people were just like, they know that a Twitch stream can be like 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever, and it's about hanging out, rather than like YouTube or Facebook, where it's this sort of like direct thing. I'm doing that, I'm not just like sewing in my studio. But my point, and then I'll move on, is like, Twitch is great for us. But I think there's a barrier to checking it out because it's just, I don't know, Twitch is not doing a very good job, in my opinion, of getting people from other like pursuits on the channel, on the platform, and checking it out. Because I don't know, the next time I sew, which hopefully is tonight, the next time I sew, I'm totally going to turn on one of these streams because you can hear someone using their sewing machine. It's just like, bzz, 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 that sound that you love, like at a retreat or when you're sewing with a friend. And so Twitch is cool. And I'm really glad that you all are here because you are early adapters. And that's cool. My mom was one of the first people I knew, maybe the first person I knew to get an iPhone, and that, she was like 50 something. Early adopter, man. They're cool. Okay. It's the best sound in the world. Exactly. The whir, the hum of a sewing machine. It's the best sound in the world. And so on Twitch, you can just like turn it on. Okay. I think I've made my point. So let's talk. Let's talk about quilt stuff. I have my chips. Balsamic vinegar and salt. Is that right? Yeah. And then I also had like a few white cheddar chips left over from the airplane. I know. They're still good. Stale chips, they're still chips. So I put like 6 of those chips that were left in the bag on top of my little bowl of chips. So I've got like 2 more little cheddar chips. And then I'll be hitting the balsamic vinegar. Okay. So what I've got here on the screen, I just thought it'd be fun to look at one of these gorgeous boutique quilts, an example of what we're going to check out. I don't know much about Boutis. I know that it's a stuffed quilt technique. Obviously, like we've seen them. I think, white work. Does Boutis count as white work? If it's white, if it's made of white, of white fabric, it is a whole cloth quilt, right? Obviously, like are all boutique quilts whole cloth quilts, but not all whole cloth quilts are Boutis, obviously. But that's a question I have. And then there's something called a counterpane. Oh, this is great. Okay, this is great. Okay, time zones are a challenge. I know. I know. Listen, I don't know if I'll be in London forever. We're in Chicago. Home base is Chicago. It would be very interesting to be doing this in these States and not have to worry about like, when can I do this and have everybody maybe be able to come. Okay, good. It was great you shared the short shout out on Insta today. I shared it in my stories too. Okay, good. You mean about the stream? About the stream. I've been doing Instagram shout outs about, thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Early adopter. So I do like, I talk about the Twitch stream on Instagram a lot. Like I do posts about it, but I don't think people see it because I don't think Instagram puts it into the mix because they don't want you to talk about Twitch. This is my theory. Either that or no one, well, not no, you know what I mean? Like the people who, are on Instagram are not as awesome as the people in this Twitch, in this room right now. And they don't get it. They don't get it. It's 6 p.m. Okay, good. Excellent. That is a good time. And the Black Women Stitch podcast has great sewing machine audio. I love that. Black Women Stitch podcast. They have sewing machine audio. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Excellent tip. Thank you very much. All right. So we've got, yeah, I've got questions. Counterpanes, that's another term for, white whole cloth quilt thing. So I want to know. So that's their Cookie Monster because obviously. And then this is a very famous Vivienne Westwood dress. Molly Squared. Molly Squared. Librarian Molly. Oh, yeah, Molly. Molly's our librarian. Boutis is a Provençal word meaning stuffing, describing two layers of fabric quilted together with stuffing sandwiched between sections of the design, creating a raised effect. Okay, awesome. And, okay, the Instagram story. Okay, great, AKA found out about it. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, we're gonna get into Quiltpedia right now, but I was thinking that I'd actually like email Twitch or like tweet Twitch and be like, hi, how's it going? There are a lot of quilters. You should focus on getting them to use your platform because guess what? If more people knew about it, I think you'd have a lot more streamers and you'd have a lot more eyeballs. Okay, let's get into what we're going to talk about today. We're starting off, thanks to Carolyn, Quiltipedia. And we left off here yesterday. I was going to, it's kind of hot today. I was going to check this out last night because I'm not familiar with it. But then, it was 2 hours and, I had my revelation. And so I was like, kind of exhausted. But Caroline, Helena Bonham Carter, exactly. Hey, Virgin Me. Hi. The gang's all here. So this is something that I wasn't familiar with. And Caroline, you said you wrote an entry. Is that right? You'll have to say what you said. I forget. I was, there's so many things flying around, right? Why is it giving me geographical suggestions for London? I don't know, or for England. So Quiltipedia is your way to find a quick definition and picture of quilting terms, styles, and techniques. Want to know more? We have provided helpful quilt show links for everything in Quiltipedia. Watch our shows, learn in one of the classrooms, see more pictures, and see quilts. And even a link to the Quilt Show store, all designed to help you quilt today. Okay. I needed quilty people for my YouTube trailer. Okay, got it. Okay, you have a YouTube trailer. Okay, well, that's what we need to watch. Okay, that's what we're going to watch because you've mentioned it and like you're part of the crew. So we're definitely going to watch your YouTube trailer. I mean, obviously. So that's what's going to happen next. Then we go to Boutis. So this is organized, this is like hosted and created by the folks at the Quilt Show. And that would be Alex Anderson and Ricky Timms. Alex Anderson, Ricky Timms. Alex Anderson and Ricky Timms have been in the game for a minute, right? They've been... Okay, great. We have a link. That's great. Alex Anderson, we can read her Quiltipedia entry, which that'd be a good way to look at it, or look at her career, but she's just been, she's been a fixture of the quilt community, the quilt industry, definitely for decades. I mean, I think she's a little bit younger than my mom, but like Mom and Liz, late 70s. If Alex Anderson, came in any later, I mean, it was like the mid 80s. I don't know for sure, and we can find out. But she's really remarkable. She's a remarkable person. She has taught untold numbers of people how to make quilts and more. Had a show, has written books. I mean, just so much, right? And I mean a show on television, and then she does the Quilt Show, which is an online show with Ricky Timms. And they've been working together for a really long time. I did their show a couple years ago. They were really nice to have me on it. And And yeah, they're really special, you know, they're really special. So, okay, Quiltipedia. So I'm going to look up my name. Caroline's saying, look up my name. Yeah, look at all these. I mean, there's tons of stuff. And this is great. Obviously, it's like a wiki. It's a wiki for quilt people. Ebony Love, an old pal and colleague of mine. She wrote a column in Quilty magazine, actually. My internet has been a little bit slow. It did it last night too, but then it was okay. You know, like it's pokey for a second, but then it did seem to get its act together. Yeah, Ebony. Ebony lives in Grays Lake, which is a suburb of Chicago. So we have spent many happy hours together. All right. Well, I'll look up me, but only because you asked. I don't like this. Yeah. I mean, it's really there's my little bowl cut. I loved that haircut. I really did. It looks a little flat there, but that's okay. Okay, who is Mary Fons? Okay, so that must be the picture that you have in your thing. I don't want to click on it. I can't click on it. I just can't. Who is Mary Ann Fons? Okay, we know mom. Who is Mary Kerr? Now, these other names, these are way more interesting to me than me or my mom. Mary Kerr, she is cool. Mary Koval, she is really cool. Mary Olson, oh, wait a minute. Learn Jacobian design and trapunto. I didn't plan this. This was not a plan. I mean, it was a plan to go to Quiltpedia, but I didn't know that this person, Mary Olson, is doing trapunto. I mean, how does this is what I mean. This is Twitch magic. This is the magic that happens. Remember when we discovered that Pat Sloan, her identity was being stolen by some weird, you know, like mass manufactured quilt company, you know? I still need to tell her about that. I haven't told her. But this is great. So Mary Olson, okay, let's just click on this, right? Because we're talking about trapunto today. We're talking about Boutis. After we leave Quiltipedia, that's what we're gonna do. And here we have somebody who's doing that. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Mary Olson. Now this could be that we have to have like a subscription to watch an episode, and we're not gonna watch an episode right now. We do bounce around on this show, but we have to not be too much of a flibbertigibbet. Let's call it that. So even if we have access to this particular show, we're not going to watch it at the moment. Let me do one thing too. I am going to quit that. Might be a little bit of a thing. And quit that. Okay. Watch show. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this link in the chat because, wow, she's amazing. Okay. She has an eye patch. Thrilled about that. That is so awesome. Mary demonstrates long arm techniques. So the link's in the chat. I mean, you have to watch this. And if we, do what we feel we want to do with trapunto, and I've got a couple videos queued up for you all to look at some trapunto stuff, maybe we come back to this and we hang out with Mary and Gary Olson. Not to be confused with Mary Kate and Ashley Olson, although she's like pretty and blonde like they are. Jacobian design. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm writing that down. Jacobian design. Isn't Jacobian Molly? Oh yeah, you're the one who asked. I was like, if anybody knows, it's Molly. Isn't Jacobian like chains? Like I'm thinking like Celtic knots. Well, this we can, we have to look. Jacobian design. I feel like it's Celtic knots or like medievally. Clearly, I am, just sort of making this up as I go along. Hang on. Here's something I'm going to do too. Oh yes, I know what to do. I think my computer wants to update. So just 1 second. Look at that. Look at that for now. I'm going to try to cut that off. And if this has like if this starts to do, if it starts to do that a lot and like something weird happens, I'll put on my like be back in a second screen and fix it, so you guys aren't just like hanging on a cliff. I don't want you to hang on a cliff. But I think it's trying to update anyway. The Boutis stuff, the trapunto stuff, it was interesting to me because somebody mentioned it yesterday. That's how we even got here. So Jacobean, I was so wrong. Jacobean fabric pattern refers to English floral textile design. Wow. That's why you got to look stuff up, right? Prevalent during the reign of James I in early 17th century. Well, that is trapunto and Boutis. Like the one thing that I kind of like looked at before turning on the stream, like just a little bit before, 5:00 for me, was I looked at a little bit of video and I saw that early 17th century, or at least 17th century, I just heard it one time, we're going to watch that video, 17th century is Boutis. That's like where it dates to. So obviously if Mary Olson is like talking about trapunto, Boutis, Jacobean design is like right there, Let me put some images of that on while I try to make sure we're cool. Wow, that's really pretty. I mean, it looks like chintz, but it's different, isn't it? It is different. I want to not do that. Okay, great. No, okay, lovely. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I mean, it's very, it's kind of Philip Morris-y. Like Philip Morris probably was kind of influenced by some of this stuff, I would imagine. App Store, okay. Okay, chat amongst yourselves. I think I figured it out. There's that, and great. Love that. Boom, boom. Yeah, I think I figured it out, y'all. MSC responder. Okay. Yeah, it's good. We should be okay. And if we're not, we'll find out. So, okay. So Jacobean, where are you guys in the chat? I gotta find the chat. Here we go. For people who drop in, I know they're gonna drop in at that moment when I'm like, my internet. That's right. They got to give me more of a chance than that. So we are going to hit the YouTube button. We're going to leave Jacobean design for just a minute. And we're going to watch Carolyn's trailer. Because, I mean, learn everything. Yes, I want to learn everything. Molly, yes. Jacobean designs, yes. Ooh, AKA, you bought machine embroidery designs that are Jacobean oriented. Well, am I pronouncing that right, by the way? It's not Jacobean, is it? Jacobean. Like Jacob from the Bible. There's gotta be a connection there. Jacobean, Jacob. I mean, come on. Like, if it has Jacob in the name, in the name of the technique or the design, there has to be, like, I don't know the story of Jacob in the Bible. Is there some kind of flower or some kind of, like, piece of his story or, that has a flower involved? This is the problem with the world and being curious in it, right? Being curious live with other people, because now I want to go to Jacobean design and I want to look at, Jacob's story in the Bible. I mean, because it's related, So normally if I was by myself, I'd be like, with you, I'm like that, but stop the madness, right? We got to chill. We've got to chill. Hey, B-Man. Is that, I don't know. B-Man, I think you're new. Please react. Oh, you're like, I don't know who you are. I think you're like someone who doesn't isn't here for the quilts. If I'm wrong, tell me the difference between patchwork and applique. If you can't do that, B-man, I don't know if we can click on your link. Okay, here we go. This is, oh, okay, here's what I want to do. I think this is what I want to do. Hold on. I'm going to do this. And we're going to do this. I mean, look, you know, if B-Man Designs can answer without looking it up, you know, what the difference is between patchwork and applique. Sorry, I'm arranging things. Then, you know, he's cool, or she. They can stay, and maybe we'll one day look at their link. But Caroline has been here, you know, for a long time. She gets the attention. And if someone else has something they want to like promote or do, you know, let me know. I think you can DM me or something. Oh, that was odd. I think you can DM me. Sorry. It's called a whisper or something like that. It's called a whisper. Sorry, I'm getting to your link, Caroline. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. There's a little bit of noise. There's a ghost in the machine today. Caroline, I'm sorry. Okay. Once I can get the chat on the computer, then I can go to it. Let's see. If you can find it, if somebody can find it while I'm waiting for this, I would love to know if there's a biblical connection for the Jacobean designs. I mean, that would be amazing. And, you know, by the way, one thing on Twitch, while I'm loading this up, one thing regarding Twitch, the people that I have seen, there's not a lot of sewing people yet, and just a few people who have quilt, you know, in their bio or so. Crochet. There's a fair amount of crochet people. There really are. So I think that if you're a crocheter, you may be into, you know, some other channels on Twitch, and also maybe embroidery. I feel like seeing the Jacobean designs reminds me that I saw like an embroiderer. So, okay, connecting to chat. Thanks, Twitch. I'm really glad that you decided to do that. Man, not cool. Okay, you guys, hang on 1 second. I'm going to fix this, okay? I'll be right back. This is not cool, man. Upload? Why are you trying to upload? Oh. Dude.
Hi, ich bin Caroline Pizza und
Hi. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure. I hope that it's okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. The internet is weird today and it's so lame, but sometimes it is, right? Sometimes it is. So, hopefully things are cool. And this is Caroline. This is Caroline. And you know what? I was like excited to watch it. But look at you and look at your set. Okay, we're going to watch Caroline. So this is White Timber Cottage, everyone. Screen name White Timber Cottage.
Hi.
Wait. No. We got to turn you up. And by the way, okay, Quilting Nancy, hang on. Jacobean relates to King James I, era 1603 to 25. Molly, I think you and Quilting Nancy are going to get along great. And you're talking about crochet. Love that. So this is Caroline. We're going to watch her video. We're going to start from the beginning. And if the internet does something weird, to sort of prepare for any weirdness.
While I'm doing...
I pulled up a Boutis video that I want to check out with you, and another one that I want to load so that, so that we can, so it can kind of do its thing in the background while we watch other stuff like Caroline's video. And, we won't have any interruptions, hopefully. Okay? All right, Caroline. Take it away, dear.
Ich bin Caroline Pizza und du bist hier auf meinem Kanal White Timber Cottage Quilting. Hier in meinem Atelier zeige ich dir leicht verständliche Anleitungen, mit denen du dir selbst einen Quilt machen kannst. Dabei erkläre ich dir das so, als würden wir nebeneinander sitzen. Und das Beste ist, dass du jederzeit wieder herkommen kannst, egal um wie viel Uhr und auch egal wie oft.
Okay, now, it's a minute and 40 seconds. So I want to stop like a couple times. We're about a quarter of the way through. Caroline, can you translate for us? Because I do not speak German. Maybe other people in the chat do. But for those who don't, what did you just say? Tell us more. Okay? I'll play a little bit more, but just, give us the gist, right? It's probably like, hey, I'm Caroline. I'm awesome. I make quilts.
Auf der ganzen Welt wird gequiltet und Patchwork genäht. Und ich finde das unheimlich spannend. Ich beschäftige mich seit etwa 12 Jahren mit diesem Thema und das von Anfang an per Internet. Ich möchte dir diese große, weite internationale Welt vorstellen und in dein Nähzimmer bringen, damit du dir daraus das Beste aussuchen kannst. Du lernst hier alles rund um Schnittmuster, Fachvokabular und Ausstattung.
Okay, now we need to know. That was very cool. Like the phone, like graphic and how you were swiping. I'm very impressed. I mean, that kind of stuff is like, I don't know. Do you have Final Cut Pro? I'm curious. Maybe OBS. Anyway. Okay, so tell us what this is about. Okay, it's my channel and I tell you how to quilt like a person who sits next to you. That's amazing. That is a very lovely, like, marketing, branding. It's good. It's catchy, It's good, and that's what people want, right? Okay. The hexes, the colors are really awesome. Okay.
Dann erkläre ich dir Nähtechniken, gebe dir viele Infos über Stoffe, auf was man sonst noch achten muss und ab und an auch ein paar Hacks, die ich so benutze. Ich zeige dir gern, wie man mit Hilfe von YouTube, sozialen Medien und Online-Shopping richtig viel Spaß haben kann mit diesem Hobby, auch wenn man sich nicht mit seinen Nähfreundinnen treffen kann.
That's you?
Außerdem,
Wait a minute. Was that you? Was that TikTok? I do not know TikTok. Yeah, it's TikTok. I think people
ein paar Hacks,
probably
die
do
ich so
TikTok
benutze.
out there. Do you all do it?
Ich zeige dir gern, wie man mit Hilfe von YouTube, sozialen Medien und Online-Shopping richtig viel Spaß haben kann mit diesem Hobby, auch wenn man sich nicht mit seinen Nähfreundinnen treffen kann. Außerdem bin ich gespannt, welche Fragen du an mich hast und was du von mir brauchst. Schreib mir einfach die Fragen unten ins Kommentarfeld. Ich antworte dann und mache bald vielleicht ein Video zu dem von dir gewünschten Thema. Also,
Amazing.
lass uns jetzt deinen Quilt machen. Wenn das jetzt genau was für dich ist, dann abonniere gern meinen Kanal.
I know what that means. Like and subscribe. Everyone, please like and subscribe. It's important. If nothing else, it makes the creator feel like, okay, this is cool. Like I like this and maybe other people like it. It's if nothing else, it's like an encouragement. It really is.
Damit du keins meiner Videos mehr verpasst. Ich freue mich auf dich.
We're watching that again.
Ich bin Caroline.
I mean, not the whole thing, just this part.
Ich freue mich auf dich.
Caroline, it's awesome. And when I said, if nothing else, it makes people, like the creator, feel good, I mean, the whole point is that you would share your skills and that people would learn how to do stuff. So that is, the point of subscribing and watching and everything. But it also just makes you feel like, doing it again the next day, right? It's wonderful. I'm so excited. And put the, it's a call to action. That's right. That's really sweet ending. Oh, love it. I love it. So let me do this again. Great. So that's the link again. I am going to subscribe immediately. I am also going to like this. I like this. Love it. I love it. Great. Okay, so we did that. Check. We talked about, Quiltipedia. Check. Trapunto. No, not check, but Caroline's thing. Okay. So I've pulled up 2 videos, on Trapunto. And the dictionary too, right? It may not pop up on your screen. Oh, it did! I hit my button and it did it. Of course. I'm very glad that happened. I don't know why it didn't before, but that's okay. Let's look up. Now, Molly, you helped us with Trapunto, right? Or was it Boutis? Was it Boutis? Oh, it may have been Boutis. Oh no, the dictionary doesn't like that word. But this is interesting. Look at this. So I'm all about the etymology, man. I just love it. Bout. So obviously we know, there was a bout, they were fighting and, it was, they went, there was like 2 bouts or whatever of a game, but look at that. Look at the second definition of bout, a curve in the side of a violin, guitar or other musical instrument. I mean, that's a very interesting bit of etymology, don't you think? Because, what else is curved? Hang on. Don't you do that low res business with me. Don't you do that. Well, we're gonna reload. Everything's fine. But that's it's a very interesting route that there would be a curve. Very, very interesting. Okay, so it didn't like trapunto, and Molly, I can't remember which word you defined, but we will find out soon enough. And then also I wanted to look up counterpane, a bedspread. You remember I was like, is a trapunto quilt or a Boutis style quilt a counterpane? And yeah, it's a bedspread, right? So that's a thing, counterpane. We're learning all kinds of words, or we're reviewing all kinds of words.
While I'm doing this.
The tech, today, I feel you. I'm sorry. Counterpane, Boutis, so we'll look at that. I mean, we'll learn about that because the dictionary doesn't have it. We talked about whole cloth white work. It's not going to have... Oh, it does have white work. Look at that. Embroidery worked in white thread on a white ground. Now, I don't think Boutis / trapunto / stuffed quilts, whatever, have anything to do with embroidery. But white on white, clearly this has, some connections. Okay. Okay. Molly Squared says, you know what? It's too bad, you can't say it, I have to read it. But I don't know. One day I can, have interviews and stuff on this platform, which will be cool. But since Molly can't say it herself, here I go. Wikipedia says, Boutis. Boutis quilts, as they are known today, evolved in the 19th century from the earlier Provençal quilting techniques. That's right, you mentioned that. They represent a simplification of the Marseille technique, interesting, where the motifs in the quilting are larger and the stuffing bulkier. The Boutis quilt may feature various images and symbols in its design, such as religious symbols, oak leaves, flowers, fruits and berries, animals, and cornucopia. I love that, right, already. It may also include naive motifs drawn from the maker's personal life. That is something I want to see. All right, so let's take a look. This one, and see this lady up in the corner here, Kumiko Nakayama. There's a really good video too. We're going to take a look at some of that. This one is just 8 minutes. Kumiko's is about a half an hour. So we'll probably not watch all of that. I don't know. But this one I want to start with because this is a quilt that she's working on. I'm just so bummed about the resolution. That's killing me because we kind of need that for this. I don't know what to do. Let me just see. Okay, that's not bad.
So I'm just going to pull my thread.
I know, honey, but we need to go back to the beginning, and you need to not be that way. Don't be that way. I know it's not you. It's not you. It's this. Not cool. Interesting. Just, that's cool.
I'm going to show you how.
It may do that. It's okay. We just want the goods. We can wait. We know this happens. This happens all the time.
I feel this flat life.
Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat, by the way. You guys, we may be out of luck on video. I'm sick about it, but it's not really, I don't know. I just don't want to have a stream where you're watching a
little circle.
No. It's just, that's not what it's about. So hang on, let me, I'm going to pull up some pictures of Boutis, and that link that I just put in the chat is a link to this video. And if we get a little bit of speed down here, then maybe I'll come back to it. Maybe I'll refresh it. I'm sorry. That hasn't really happened yet, on the stream. We've had a few hiccups, but we haven't had just a video fail. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. So you just mentioned, Molly, about how some of these, some of the Boutis quilts had images of, cornucopia and flowers. Let's see, what did you say in that definition? It was really good. Cornucopia and flowers and naive. I love that, naive motifs drawn from the maker's personal life. I really like that. I wonder if there are those in here. I don't think so. I think we're getting just florals and, look at that crisscross, and it's all stuffed. It's all stuffed, and that's why I want to watch someone do it. Man.
And make it nice and puffy.
Maybe
like
it'll
these
smooth
other
out.
ones. I think these are grapes. Okay, so I have a big eye needle. I don't know, this is, let me see, this is just a Singer heavy duty hand needles. And it's one of them in a package. I think it belongs right there. In the past, I was using, for the larger trapunto, I'm using this really super long Boutis needle, and I think this is by Clover. And for these large areas over here, I am using this roving, which is wool. And
I hear you about the hands.
but-
Who said that? So Natalie, yeah, I feel like I've seen those, like, well, hands on a quilt, kind of like, you see that sometimes, but like, what am I thinking of? I think I have a picture of some stuffed hands in a quilt. If I can find it, I will.
For these teeny tiny little areas, such as I'm going to do right there, I'm just using some wool yarn, okay? So I'm going to pick up my needle.
I'm working on
we're always
going to
start from the back side. Right now you're looking at the front side. So I'm going to flip this over and attempt to hold my work so that I can see what I'm doing and you can see what I'm doing. If you look really closely, you can see where I have punctured the back of the fabric. And, but those needle holes will go away for the most part once it's washed. Okay, so I'm just going to
just refresh. I might have been able to do a thing.
While I'm doing this.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to pull my thread or my yarn through, and I'm using a double wrapping or a double strand, I guess is the technical term. And I'm just going to pull it through so that, I'll try and get this close, so that the ends are just barely peeping through there, okay? And now I'm going to clip those strands, okay? So there's the first pass, and I'm actually going to do this, you can poke the threads back in there, but I'll show you how to finish this up.
I think that's regular, you guys. I think
so I'm kind of working
normal resolution, I think.
Vertical, up and down vertically, and now I'm going to work horizontally and run that needle and yarn through again, and again pull my yarn until the ends kind of disappear into that circle. Again, clip. And it helps if you have a really lovely pair of thread snippers. You can get those from the scissor guy. Brent, he has the bestest scissors in the whole wide world.
Yeah, it's wool, right?
If you don't have them. Okay, now I'm going to work. Okay, I did horizontal, or I did vertical, horizontal. Now I'm going to do diagonal. Okay, because I want 6 strands, actually 12 strands of this yarn inside this little circle.
12
Again,
strands.
Pulling through till I can barely see the ends. Poke in and clip. Okay, you want to just be careful that you do not clip the fabric. Okay, and then one more diagonal will finish off this circle. And I'm going to kind of turn my work so I can see it. Pulling through, there it pops through.
I think she has the camera too close too, because it's clear in the back. So
okay, so
hang
now
on.
I've got my...
Let's see. So she's great. It's amazing. But I think you're right. I think that there's a resolution issue with the camera. So this is one that I found earlier. And I think I've got the resolution thing. I think I figured it out. So, if that is the case, this one is, it's kind of funny. It's a Japanese woman who is speaking French, I think, and it's overdubbed in English. So you're really getting your workout today. But there's a really, the technique and the stuff that she shows, from what I saw, is really cool. So this is kind of like it's a brain scramble, but you're used to it today, right?
ようこそ私のアトリエへ。
Welcome to France. You are here in my workshop situated on the outskirts of Paris. It is an atelier de couture. Today, we are going to learn the basics of Boutis by making this small pouch. It is said that the Boutis dates back from the 12th and 30th century. But in reality, the most renowned Beauties come from the 17th or 18th century. This type of technique is called stitch of Marseille. It used to be done from the 17th to the 18th century. And at that time, the work was executed finely with transparency effects, often used for bustiers. After the 18th century, the Boutis was visualized as this sampler with very decorative designs or patterns and a lot of padding, usually created for bed throws, pétassons, or wedding and birth.
Look at her work. I mean, look at that. She has a atelier outside of Paris. Like, the world is just awesome. Like what is her story, you know? Like, moving to Paris from Japan and, like, making boutique. I don't know. It's so awesome. She's just awesome.
Nowadays, the Boutis are parts, bed throws, and other fancy works, but worked on padded material of rectangular shape or square, but systematically white. I enjoyed myself creating samples of handbags, garments, accessories, and boxes or cases, but in color and in
I love
volume.
you guys. I'm so glad you're here. I'm sorry. I'm just like feeling it.
Let us start by making this pouch.
No.
Here is the list of the required materials to make this boutique. We need 3 needles, 1 for quilting to sew, 1 for embroidery, and 1 for tapestry with a rounded point.
Okay, now that's interesting. She said, hold on, 3 needles, and she did say embroidery. Hang on, let's listen.
We need 3 needles, 1 for quilting to sew, 1 for embroidery, and 1 for tapestry with a rounded point.
It all looks so civilized.
An embroidery hoop of about 15 centimeters in diameter. 2 thimbles will be essential, 1 for the right hand and 1 for the left hand.
2 thimbles. 1 for the right and 1 for the left. I know you can hear this, but, you know, I'm excited. Also, I have that thimble, and I am using it with the project I'm working on right now. I could show you, but we're not going to do that.
1 cocktail pick. A piece of material, usually in batiste cotton. Thread for padding, 100% cotton, or cotton synthetic, non-twisted. The sort used to knit summer pullovers. We need some quilting thread, 100% cotton for sewing, and special cotton thread for embroidery. This pouch, which we are about to make, will be ideal for your needle case or for your makeup bag, and has the advantage of being the same dimension as your passport.
Okay. Makeup bag? Are you kidding? No. My makeup bag, my hands, like when I do any makeup badly, you cannot tell me that's going to be a makeup bag for 2 seconds. That's not going to be a makeup bag. Nor is it going to be a passport case, because I mean, it would have to go into my purse or my backpack. I am not that. If I made that, it would go on a shelf. If I made that, I would use it as a passport case and a makeup case because it would not be ready to put up on a shelf. But like, you know what I'm saying. And also, I did say embroidery. I mean, she did say 3 needles and 1 was for embroidery. And, you know, we talked earlier, like, is embroidery part of Boutis, Trapunto? And I may have missed you responding to that, everybody, in the chat. Okay, yeah, I'll show you my project. But that may just be the embroidery that she's doing may just be for this project. I don't know. All right.
This beautiful embossment is obtained in padding the 2 pieces of material. It's about time that I explain the making. The initial material is a Boutis cotton, very fine, in order to see the design by transparency. Place the material on the pattern by following the straight grain. Then fix with pins, and then finally draw with a pencil and a ruler, starting from the center towards the exterior. Then the design is transferred on the right side of the material. If the drawing is not visible transparently because it is too thick or colored, we use a transfer paper to make it easier. Just like that, between the pattern and the fabric, you slide the transfer paper.
I gotta tell you, we're gonna watch all this. I want to see this. So if you're into it, that's awesome. I know it's late, some places where you are. Catch it on the replay. I just want to watch this. I find it very relaxing. I want to see the whole thing from start to finish. Our resolution is good. So, I mean, that's what's happening, y'all. I also have to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to push play. I'm not going to make you wait. I'll be right back. So tell me what happens.
Follow the straight grain with the drawing. You draw again using the pencil, just like that. We are about to tack the 2 pieces of material. Place the white material under the material with the drawing. Tack in squares every 5 to 6 centimeters like a dwarfed board. This preparation is very important for the success of your work. Make sure the preparation of the squares is perfect, otherwise the finishing won't look as nice. Place the embroidery hoop on the right side of the material. We are going to sew the design with 2 thimbles. It is very important that the thimble on the left hand is placed on the middle or index finger. Choose preferably thimbles with a lip. We start sewing with a quilting thread. Look, I use an orange thread so that you can see better, but normally we use the same color as the material. We start at 1.5 centimeters before the design. Take the top of the material, pull the thread, and then a faint noise can be heard. I need to slip the knot between the 2 pieces of material, starting with the back stitch, by lifting from underneath the material, which is stretched by the tension of the hoop. Do it by using your thimble on your left hand, making sure that the needle always remains horizontal. Now, all you need to do is sew regular little stitches. Look at the way I lift. Push with the thimble's corner the fabric backwards. That way it's easier to push the fabric up along the needle.
Okay. So obviously I'm not going to rewind and catch what I missed because I'm going to watch it on the replay as well. But I mean, those are basting stitches, right? I mean, I can kind of see that. Yeah, we don't have to go back. I mean, you don't have to fill me in because, well, if you want to, it's good. If you fill me in, it would be good because then you can review for yourself what you did. You know, when you teach someone else, you internalize the things that you know. But this is a great tutorial. Like, I think we can agree on that because that is a really, really nice close-up. And yeah, I mean, it looks really good. And look at her beautiful stitches. They're so even. They're so even. I've been doing hand quilting and I don't know. And needle turned applique too. And I love it so much. And my applique is getting better. You can just tell. But my quilting, I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot to learn. So.
で押し上げてすくっていくということです。
Molly.
こちらの3本目の線を縫うとき Once the line has been completed, go on the next line without snipping the thread and by sliding between the two pieces of material. Take care to pass the thread through the padded areas. You will go on like that until there's no more thread.
Esther Miller. Got it, Carol.
You can now remove the tacking as you go along. 徐々に縫えたところからしつけを取ってしまってください。
It looks fun, right?
ここで糸が終わります。To stop the thread, do a half back stitch and do a little knot.
Hi, it's great to see you. We're watching
半
about
分の
Boutis.
針目の返し縫いをしてください。糸が出ているところに針を置きます。
Twist
the thread twice around the needle as you apply pressure with the finger. 指で押さえて引っ張ると
Pull
the needle and your knot is done. 2枚の布の間に Put the thread in the small hole.
Sorry. I
and
want to
flat
go back because
1.5 centimeters away.
I want to see her
Put
little
the thread
knot. Hang on.
and your knot is the pressure. いるところに針を置きます。針目の返し縫いをしてください。糸が出ているところに針を置きます。Twist the thread twice around the needle as you apply pressure with the finger. 指で押さえて引っ張ると Pull the needle and your knot is done.
Okay, so it's a quilter's knot.
2枚の布の間に Put the thread in the small hole and pull out 1.5 centimeters away. Pull the knot only between the two pieces of material as you did at the beginning. 遠くですね。に引き込むということです。この時も裏の布はすくっていません。表の布だけすくうということです。これで引っ張ると You just use the first fabric, then pull on the thread and the little knot in the middle of the two fabrics. 音がしましたけれども、これで玉留めが2枚の布の中に入って隠れたということです。で、ここで切ってしまいます。And cut neat. こちらの方糸出てるのは中に詰め物をしちゃうと隠れてしまいますので、こちらの
I mean, okay, so when I hide my threads, I mean, that was so beautiful. And like, do you do that? I mean, maybe I'm like outing myself as someone who's not doing it right, but which is very possible and probably the case. But like when I tie off a thread, you know, I make my little knot and then like I'll pull it through the fabric and then I'll tug just a little bit on the tail and snip it off and then just bury the thread, right? That's how I do it. I don't do any like poking. I don't do any like poking through to get rid of the knot. That's not how I do it. Is that how you do it? The narrator is lovely, SJ. I mean, just her voice, like the sound of her voice, and then Japanese. I just find Japanese really, it's just a musical kind of language, beautiful. Okay, so do you do that knot thing, or is that a Boutis thing? Or is that a her thing because she's perfect, you know, like in everything she does? Okay.
We are about to sew the motif of pearls in the shape of waves without snipping the thread. The motif must remain fluid. あと逆に波形に戻ってきます。こちらの方、やはり 結び目は
Yes.
2枚の布の Hide the starting knot between the two pieces of fabric.
My people.
Start the half back stitch.
でこちらですね。やはり半目の返し縫いをします。でこちらから細かく縫っていきます。
Look how tiny. Look at her thumbnail.
ここからつなぎがスムーズにいくように次の
It hurts. It hurts.
丸に移ります。
I can't do that.
こちらから始めて下にぐるっと
So following the motif just like a wave, and then back the other way. The drawing must be sewn in a very fluid stitch.
糸が続くだけずっと
You can continue until the end of the thread.
次はマーガレ
The
ット
fouling motif is the marguerite, executed in backstitch.
Even her basting stitches look beautiful. They look like a blueprint or something, you know, some sort of grid.
バックス
Use the special
By the way, if you just joined us, we're watching this whole video. I was like, we might not watch the whole thing. We probably won't.
embroidery thread. We will repeat the method as previously mentioned to hide the knot of the thread.
糸の結び目は2枚の布の中に入れ込みます。1センチ、1.5 センチ離れたところから1枚だけの布をすくってここに入れ込みます。この時に爪で弾くとプチ
Oh
ッと
yeah,
入っ
that
てしまい
pop.
ます。
It's all about that pop.
Do your best to make regular stitches.
返し縫いを
Keep the same spaces between the stitches. On top of the work, you go backwards one stitch. Underneath, you move forward the space of 2 stitches and carry on for every petal.
目が揃っていきます。
Now you have finished the first circle in backstitch.
そしたらですね
Go through the 2 pieces of fabric and then continue the second circle of petals.
2枚の布の間を通って移動していきます。このまま返し縫いでバックステッ
Wow, wow, look at that. Whew. Wow. I mean, I guess that's, part of the beauty of it. Right? Like, let's just look at this. Like, part of the beauty of it, maybe a huge part of it, maybe everything other than the stuffing and that texture that you get. It is your stitch. Like, that's what I'm kind of understanding now. It is all about that even, beautiful, small stitch, right? For a couple reasons. For one thing, you see every stitch, like little stitch in the ditch, you can hide that unevenness of your stitch. Not that, anybody in here, would have an uneven stitch, but you can hide a lot of sins, right, with stitching in the ditch or, I don't know, not doing a whole cloth boutique quilt. You can get away with a lot more unevenness or just, not having your act together as a hand quilter yet, whatever. But the boutique, it seems, there's no hiding, and that's the point, right? And we're gonna go right back to her, but like every stitch shows. And I think also part of that would be you need to have these tiny, tiny stitches because you're stuffing this, right? And so you have to have, you see, I'm sort of doing my mouse there, but like you have to have that tightness because you want the stuffing, the wool, which we've learned, right? Crazy. You want that stuffing to pop. I think that makes sense, right? I don't know. We'll find out.
Then do the same on each petal.
マーガレットを全部縫い取ります。糸が続く限り、花びら全部続けて縫ってください。こちらの方が全て縫い上がったところ
The marguerite is now finished.
Really? Look at that. They look like little grains of rice. You know? I mean, they really do. They look like, or pearl barley or something. Look at this. I mean...
ボタンホールステッチをします。We are going to finish the border either in buttonhole stitch or feston stitch. Bear in mind that the buttonhole stitch is more resistant than the feston one. My favorite, of course, is the buttonhole stitch, which I shall explain now.
Good.
スカラップが5個ありますけれども、We have 5 scalloped edges, and be careful not to stop the thread in the middle of the rounded shape. If you take a new thread needle, do it in the hollow of the scallop design.
Okay.
まず、玉留めは No knots to start with the special embroidery thread.
I know.
Just simply do 3 little stitches, hidden instead of a knot.
Whoa! Oh, sorry.
こちらの方からですね。You sew the base by following the shape of the contour. Then, at 2 or 3 millimeters, you do the second contour, which gives us the thickness of the buttonhole stitch. 糸をですね、すくっていきます。こちらですね、ボタンホールステッチっていうのは、ブランケットステッチよりしっかりした針目になります。You take the thread, pass it through the eye of the needle. 穴に入ってる方の糸をですね、2本ありますよね。こちらの方を指に持っていただいて Twist it around the point of the needle, always in the same direction, as regularly as possible. この時に pull the thread with the same strength, so that the stitch is regular. 針目が揃って綺麗なボタンホールステッチになるという。
I want to see that again. Sorry. That was crazy. And I was telling AKA that I want to work on my handwork now. But I want to see this again. You probably, I mean, somebody out there wants to as well.
At 2 or 3 millimeters, you do the second contour, which gives us the thickness of the buttonhole stitch. 糸をですね、すくっていきます。こちらですね、ボタンホールステッチっていうのは、ブランケットステッチよりしっかりした針目になります。You take the thread, pass it through the eye of the needle. 穴に入ってる方の糸をですね、2本ありますよね。こちらの方を指に持っていただいて Twist it around the point of the needle, always in the same direction, as regularly as possible. この時に pull the thread with the same strength, so that the stitch is regular. 針目が揃って綺麗なボタンホールステッチになるということで、進行方向ですね。進行方向にこういう形で、これで縫い終わりました。You have now sewn all the motifs.
It is 5 years later, and you have now sewn all the motifs. I mean, I've never seen somebody do that, like using the needle that you're working with to be a tool, you know, in another way, to be a piece of, you know, hardware basically in another capacity. That's so awesome. I love that. And maybe, you know what, I'm showing my ignorance here. Garment sewers, embroiderers, you know, you're probably like, yeah, that's like a whole thing. But I don't do embroidery, you know, and I haven't done any work like this. So that was really awesome to see that you would use the needle in a different way. I'm sure embroiderers, maybe this is embroidery. I don't know. Tell me.
これがブッチの爪糸です。This is the thread for padding. Slide it between the 2 pieces of material in order to emboss the design. To see the work easily, I use blue thread. とても重要なことは、この糸を詰めるときに、このタッセという。In order to avoid too much thickness in the eye of the needle, it is imperative to prepare your threaded needle by threading the needle and attach it like a lasso. Firstly, it doesn't spoil the material, and also it glides more easily. Turn over the sewn material and place it in the hoop. Sew it on the upper side, but take care. We will do the padding on the reverse side. If you have a large needlework, you can use a quilting hoop, which is bigger and thicker than a hoop for embroidery.
We know. We got quilters in the chat. If you're new in the room, quilters in the chat.
Now we are ready to start padding. Take a tapestry needle with a round point, number 18 or 20. Let me show you how to prepare a threaded needle and its lasso.
案内糸はなるべく強いキルト糸などを使ってください。
There's the link again.
こちら
We thread the quilting needle 25 centimeters, double it. Then knot it at least twice. Check the strength.
方をですね、2つ合わせて針の穴の中に入れます。
First try, of course. Who is she?
2本いっぺんに針の中に入れないと引っ張った時に取れやすくなりますので、必ず2本合わせて針穴に入れてください。2回結びます。ここの針のちょうど後ろに引っ張った時に来るように2回しっかり結びます。で、これで案内糸ができたということです。
Wait.
こちらですね、糸の方は
Wait. That was not, I mean, did I miss something? That was not translated for us. Right? Or maybe, okay, I was eating a chip. Maybe I missed it. But that was a very specific, she tied off the thread on the needle, which I think she did before. I know I went to the bathroom, but yeah, I don't want to miss anything, you know? I mean, do you think, so SJ, no, it wasn't SJ. It wasn't Carol. Carol's like, eh. But yeah, AKA 4512. She says, I'm not much of a hand sewer, but this is something that would probably stick. Unlike knitting and crocheting after seeing an Olympian knit at the Olympics a month or two ago. Someone else mentioned that to me. I have to see that. We could look at it.
適当な長さに
Cut the padding needles,
But, I mean,
not too long.
would you try it? Like, who out there is like, Like, actually, yeah, and this is a great video. I mean, it's pretty exhaustive, right? I mean, she's taking you through it. It'll take you longer than 27 minutes, probably, but...
And push them through the lasso.
長い糸が必要ですけれども、小さいとこを詰めるときには小さい短い糸を使ってください。でこのように案内糸の輪の中に爪糸をかけていくということです。こちらの方ですね、詰めていきます。この糸と針を使って
We are going to do the padding for the petals on the flower.
布の一枚
Push the
の
needle
布だけを
between the two pieces of material.
これは裏に針が通ってないということです。2枚の布の間を針が通っています。こちらの方、そっと
Pull the padding thread very gently.
引っ張るということで、この中に入ってきます。今ここブルーが入っているのが見えると思いますが、これで詰まっていくということです。
Oh, it's fabulous. Oh.
Cut the padding thread very close and continue until you obtain an embossment well filled.
So if we like the little pop that comes from hiding a thread in our quilt, I don't know. Like, I think this is next level. Like, poking in the stuff, literally the stuffing.
Pass the thread through 3 or 4 times to make one petal.
I know, Susan.
If the padding thread sticks out a little, push it in with a cocktail stick or pull from inside with the point of the needle.
もしくは先を少し壊したこの楊枝みたいなもので入れるとすぐに入ってしまいます。
Wow.
こちらの方ですね、何回か繰り返してください。
Wow. What more? No. I love that there's a
多
cocktail
分この
stick in
花びら
Paris.
だと 3,4 回入れますとちょうどいい膨らみになると思います。
There's 2? Look, hold on. It's okay. Sorry. It's so small. It's so small. And she's got 2 doubled up. She's got 2 ends, right? Twice of that wool. And it's blue. Is she doing the blue because it's a tutorial? Or is there blue inside her thing? Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe they'll tell us. I don't know. But just look at the scale of her thumb and that flower and how she packed that thing. She is packing that thing with that wool yarn. It is wool, right? She did say that. We've learned so far today that wool is often used in Boutis. Whatever.
このように花びらを一つ一つ詰めていきます。
Now the petal is properly padded.
ですね。花びらが詰まりました。これからこのドーナツ型の
Now let us pad the center of the flower. As the contour is very round, it is impossible to pad in one go with a rigid needle.
何回かに分けて通していくということです。
Oh, okay.
Therefore, we will do it by passing 3 or 4 times to obtain a round outline and a nice padding.
ちょうどここまでこのところに
The naked
この
you.
ブルーの糸が入ってます。
For the first thread through, do not pull the padding thread, but only the lasso thread.
案内糸だけ出してください。若干手前に引きま
Pull
すと
a little of lasso thread, then push the needle through the same hole in order to pull along the padding and repeat the procedure several times. Do not finish on the same hole as the starting hole.
同じ穴に入れるということです。でこのドーナツがあまりにも小さくて入れにくい時には2回に分けて糸一旦切って半分ずつやってもいいでしょう。でこちらですね、最後の穴です。同じところに詰めてしまいますと出ると入ると
Yeah.
交差点
Okay.
が
It's blue for the tutorial.
スムーズに
That
い
makes
きま
sense.
せんので
Yeah, it would look weird,
少
right?
しずれて脇に出すようにしてください。
Wow.
これで一周できたということです。でここですね、糸は少し多めに切ってください。
It just looks impossible.
というのはこの中にかなり糸が引かれてますので、これを
Like, how
鳴
is
ら
that
す
gonna
と
work?
中に入ってしまいますので、この余分な糸は
I'm like
少し
looking around her hand. I'm like, you see? I'm like,
You don't come out through the same hole when finishing your work.
right.
つかせています。で
Did
こ
you
ち
make a
らの
hole?
出た針、
You have done a complete circle now, and then cut the padding
こ
thread.
ちら
Leave a few inches and pad it back inside with the
の
needle.
もので入れていただくとこれで出来上がりということです。今穴がちょっと
This hole will disappear after washing, and the material will regain its
な
shape.
ければ洗ってしまえれば見えなくなりますので、
I'm sure I was gone taking my little break when she said, what fabric? What is the fabric that's so porous like that, but so strong? I mean, I just feel like I'd have holes in this thing, like actual holes that wouldn't get better with a wash. But did she say? I'm sure she did. Okay. If you know, let me know.
全く問題ありません。こちらですね、洗ってしまうと見えなくなります。こちらが今このドーナツを入れたところです。これはもう一度入れても
This motif needs another thread through. It's impossible to pad through in one go, as I told you. Simply do it twice. Leave a little bit of thread and tack it in with a cocktail stick.
こちらのラインを詰めていきます。
She said it.
これは
Caroline
ベ
said
ル
she
ミ
said
キュ
it.
レという
The lines padded à la manière vermiculée are usually 4 mm wide.
こちらの4ミリの
We are going to push through 2 threads.
ちょうど入ると平均的な厚みと硬さが出ます。こちらの方ですね、
Do it in the same manner as the center of the flower.
部分を詰める場合にはですね、やはり先ほどドーナツ型を詰めたのと同じように2回に分けて詰めていきます。やはり1枚のものだけすくってください。でこの中間ぐらい針より少し短いところで針を出します。
Padding, be careful to keep the thread straight.
取っていく糸がですね、
Keep the thread spaced out like this. It will penetrate in a straight line.
2本の糸は
Leave 1 to 2 millimeters on each.
I do want to pause and say, Carol, great comment. Angela Walters says she uses 2 layers of batting when she quilts for Tula Pink to give some areas of the quilt a faux trapunto look. That is a great comment. It's a great comment. And I have heard that as well, that using like a layer of, not Angela necessarily, but maybe for Tula, but a layer of cotton batting and a layer of wool. Like I've heard, I think I saw, it was some like very legit quilt, like at Paducah or something like that. That was, someone mentioned that they got a lot of loft and a lot of texture by using a layer of cotton and a layer of wool batting. Very, very interesting. Batiste. Hey, Nori. Hi. It's great to see you. It's great to see you. We're talking about Boutis and watching this mesmerizing tutorial. Carol had a great tip about Angela and Tula. They do, amazing work together. Susan, if I have to remove stitches from my quilting, you use the stainless steel end of her fancy seam ripper to rub them out like an eraser. It's true. And I'll just use my fingernail to kind of like, to kind of smooth things out. Hey, Nori, I'm glad I'm back too. Oh, really glad. Yeah, Naked You. Okay, Naked You, thank you for throwing the Batiste word back in there. I didn't know. Hey, Kapunkti, Con Batiste. Okay, y'all are just like you're on it. I'm the one whose mind is wandering, thinking about, I don't know, whether or not like I could actually achieve something like this. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would. Who said it? Molly. You'd get sort of a corner of it done or like a few flowers. And I'd feel bad about how it looked. And so that would be sort of discouraging. But also, I agree with you, Molly, like a whole cloth quilt, a boutique quilt. And this is not just me and Molly. I think you're probably the same. It's not just being like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, it's great, but I don't really want to. I couldn't. It's not that. It's that I do like a scrap quilt, If it's scrappy, I'm happy. So a whole cloth quilt, and certainly one that takes like this much labor, I don't know. But AKA, I want you to do it. Like, legit, someone has to make these beautiful things because they're beautiful and they need to exist, And by the way, if you just jumped in, we're watching this Boutis tutorial because we're talking about Boutis quilts, right? This is a channel where we talk about like quilt stuff. So we're looking at this technique, looking at this quilt, this type of quilt, whole cloth quilt. And we're watching this thing. I don't know. That's what we're doing. It's a quilt channel. Okay.
Each side, cut the thread, place the thread well, and push it in with your pick.
この2本の糸はよじれて入るっていうことが
That's her
ないんで、
tapestry
比
needle.
較的綺麗に仕上がります。こちらですね、やはりこの時点で案内糸だけを出して、爪糸は出さずに、このまた同じ穴に入れてくぐらせます。こちらの方ですね、そーっと引っ張ると最後まで通ることができます。こちらですね。ただほんの 1,2 ミリ残して切ってください。
That one looks fun.
少しこの糸が爪糸が見える程度です。こちらでこの糸が1回2本入ったということです。
The padding thread has been passed once, therefore you have two inside.
Okay.
This is the upper side of the booty.
まずは爪糸が終わりましたら
They're playing that music to distract you and to try to lay the foundation of this project being a calm and enjoyable experience. She has that's what I was going to say. This woman has an atelier outside of Paris. So we can all sort of aspire to it. Anyway.
洗濯をします。洗濯をして鉛筆の跡を
Bye, Caroline.
落とすわけです。
Once the padding is finished, wash the work using a soft brush with household soap for textiles in order to take away the pencil marks.
セーターを洗う要領でタオルなどに
Cool.
挟んで優しく
Dry with a sponge in order to absorb the maximum of water and do not wring.
絞ったりすることは避けてください。その後ですね、洗濯がし終わったものがこれ。
Look how it looks nice, washed and dried.
あとは
Now cut the contour of the border.
Thank you for coming in. Watch it on the
こちらの
replay.
方
It's
ですね
really, it's
周り
great.
の縫い代をですね切ります。ボタンホールがされてるスカラップのところはですね
Cut the thread to the buttonhole stitch, leaving 8 millimeters on 3 sides to finish with a small whorled hem.
8ミリの縫い代を残して切ります。
Beautiful.
これが三つ巻き縫いの時の縫い代になります。ボタンホールの周りを刺繍糸を切らないように注意しながら切っていきます。
We have the 3 sides with the rolled hem. Be careful not to slip the special thread for embroidery.
三つ折りにして細かくキルト糸でまつりつけていきます。8ミリに切られた
What if you
縫い代
did?
の角をこちらの部分ですね、三角に折りたたみます。
Wow.
こうすることによって
Okay.
Fold the beginning of the rolled hem in a small triangle,
Wow.
and on you go on the whole length in small stitches.
細かくまつりつけていってください。
Gosh. Oh, man.
The same you do on the 3 sides.
The oils, I mean, my fingers are just sort of, I mean, I wash my hands all the time, like I did before COVID, you know, but just like the oils from my fingers, like I just, with that white work, you really couldn't touch anything, right, while you're working. No M&Ms, you know, believe me, I feel you, you know, the M&Ms are kind of like part of the experience of sewing, but you couldn't possibly touch anything. And if you did, I mean, I'd almost want to, I know this is crazy, but like not bleach, you know, not have bleach, but I mean, there's just, what a tragedy if you had anything that spilled on that or got on that, just, you know, grime. I mean, I'd want to like keep my nails like manicured and like completely free of anything. And it's true. It's not just like, oh no, I wouldn't want to have my hands dirty. I mean, working on this kind of project, you'd really, really need to have a very clean place, right? I mean, you're going to wash it, but still a stain of any kind or just grub that wouldn't come out would really, that would hurt. It would really hurt because the labor involved is just crazy. Bye, AK. Okay, it's like 4 a.m. or something for you. So, okay, we'll see you next time. We're gonna finish this and it'll be a 2-hour stream at that point. So I could probably go on longer, but you won't have missed too much. It's great to see you. Great to have you.
このようになります。こちらの方をぐるりとこの字にまつりつけていきます。これが三つ折りがされて仕上がった状態です。すべてのブッチの
My, the work. The boutis is finished. The work has reduced by 10% compared with the pattern. If you make clothes or hats, think of this detail. It's very important.
こういう形になっています。お洋服とか帽子などをお作りになられる方は注意が必要ということです。こちらの方はポケットになります。このように型紙にある折り印ですね。
To make the pouch, check the pattern on the 6th pearl. Fold the material.
こちらですね。このところ
And sew the 2 sides au pointois et moi. With the help of the quilting thread, double for strength. Pass through the needle from one side to the other.
この字に結びつけていくということです。私の釣りです。
Makes sense. It's not easy to get. It's a good camera. It's a great video.
こちらの方また少し
Interesting.
このくらい繰り返しでしっかり
So she's taking. Yeah. Okay, you saw it. She's taking like a cross stitch and then straight into the same side and then across.
この仕上げの場合はですね。
Wow.
Now you have finished. And do remember not to iron. If absolutely necessary, treat as an embroidery work by ironing on the reverse. However, it's preferable to stretch it and shape it while still damp. Thank you so much for your attention. Are you satisfied? Do my explanations seem easy to follow?
Yes.
In that case, we'll meet again soon with other techniques and a new collection.
I love her. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that ombre. Oh, amazing. Okay, so Vanessa Machino Doucette, you did a lovely job with your narration. I just want to see what else Kumiko Nakayama has to offer. She has 535 subscribers. 1 year ago, this was the video. What does she have? She just has the 3. She's only got the 3. This is what I'm saying. Like, ladder stitch. Okay, yeah, exactly, Viv. It's like, it's hard making YouTube content, Twitch content. Like, it's a job. It really is. Like, you gotta keep doing the thing, and it can be really, it's just really hard. I mean, that tutorial, I used to do how-to content, on YouTube. You can see lots of my how-to content for Quilty. And I mean, it's just like, you have to make all the step outs. That's what we call them, the step outs. Like, every time, I'm just going to mute her and show you what I mean. And I mean, this is not like, it's not hard to imagine that this is what you have to do. But like, you have, for this video, she would need to have, the finished product. She needs that. And she also needs, to be able to show you this part, so she's going to have step outs. She's going to have different phases of the project ready before she tapes, so that, so that the video is a half an hour long and not like 3 hours long or 3 weeks long, while she actually makes it. So it just takes a lot of work, and I wish she had more videos. I mean, I subscribed, I think, just a year ago. She could still be making more videos. So yeah, I really, really liked that. I thought that was awesome. And we learned about Trapunto. Bye, Mostly Quilts. It was great to have you. Thank you for being here. Sorry about the tech stuff that happened like in the middle of that. Yeah, and thanks to everybody else. So there's obviously more to see with Boutis and Trapunto, but I think we got a really, really good tutorial today. And yeah, that's in Japanese, French, and then English translation. I'm really glad they did that. Thank you, everybody. I mean, I think people are dipping out, and I think I will too, because we need to like, I don't know, give like different lengths of the show. So people are like, I don't know. Well, it's almost 2 hours. So most of the time these shows are 2 hours long, but I'm probably going to stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow. No, I'm not going to stream tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to see Ricky Gervais. I'm going to see Ricky Gervais at the London Palladium. It is the first like big event that Eric and I are going to go to, like a big show. That's true, right? Yeah. But Ricky Gervais, I love Ricky Gervais, and he's in London, and so we're going to go. I got tickets for Eric for his birthday, and so that's tomorrow night. But on Saturday and Saturday, I've actually set it at 10 p.m. my time. I've already scheduled it, actually. So at 10 p.m. my time, here's my little clocks tab. I've set it on the schedule, I'm pretty sure. So this is my little calculator. So 10 p.m. my time will be 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in Chicago in the Central Time, and then 2 p.m. on the West Coast. So Saturday night for me, 10 p.m. I'm going to stream. Okay, so we'll do a super fun stream. I'm not sure where we'll go with it. I want to look at Welsh quilts. I want to look at all kinds of stuff. I want to look at what was the thing notions. I don't know. Like, I feel like I want to check out some notions. Like, we can start anywhere, with this. We can just start anywhere we want and see where it takes us. Oh, I think I wrote that down because she was using that pink clover thimble. And I was like, yeah, clover notions, I think they're made in Japan, right? So interesting. Like, what about notions? What about clover? I don't know. If you're a quilt nerd like me, if you sew, that is probably intriguing to you. And very few people other than us would think that, but we would think that, So Saturday, I should say Central Time, since most people are in the States. Saturday, 4 p.m., I'm going to stream. The best thing you can do, or the most, I would appreciate it such a great deal if you like this and you think there's somebody else who might, let them know. And it was awesome. We had like 28 people in here at one time. At one point in the stream, there was like 28 people here, which is super awesome. So that's it. Have a great day. I'll see you on Saturday, and definitely I'll see you Tuesday for our regular time. Take care. Be well. Be safe. Do not get into any trouble, and I'll see you Saturday. Okay, bye.